Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? Sorry for the late start, guys. We got in a little chitty chat conversation earlier and kind of lost track of time for a few minutes, but we are here and we will cut the chit chat down today. It is exactly 6 minutes past the hour here in sunny Dallas, Texas. Beautiful day, not too hot, not too cold. How is everybody out there doing? Let me know who's on. I don't want to have to go scrolling through the attendees list. Just say hi. How you doing? Where you from? How's the weather? How's your day? We'll get started here in just a momento. Hello, Siri. Hello, Gordon. Hello, Ron. Hello, Paul. Hello, Richard. Hello, Philip. Hello, Mark. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Nadine. Hello, Tim. Hello, Mo. Hello, Anthony. Hello, James. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, Wallace. Yo, yo. Hello, Rebecca from Northern California and Jay from Pittsburgh. Hello, Mari. We are doing good, Paul. Hello, Ron. Good afternoon, Tina. Federico from Brazil. I think Steven's heading down that way here pretty soon. All right, all right, all right. How you doing, Barry? What's happening? Can everybody hear me okay? I guess so, because you're answering me. Mark, hot as crap. Philip, hot and humid in South Florida. A little humid today in Texas as well, but I can't imagine. I know how humid Florida gets. I lived there. I lived there one summer when I was a kid. Pretty cool. Had a good time. Hello, Bruce. Hello, Bob. Bob is also in Florida, so I've got a lot of Floridians today. Hello, JW. Robert, you a funny guy. Hello, Steve from Wales, UK. Raining. I think it always rains there. I think you could probably count the number of days it's sunny, from what I hear. And it looks like it's 62 degrees in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Looks like we have a little bit of showers going on.
This is our summer. This is our hot, hot summer weather.
It's been raining there a lot, huh?
Yeah,
we were on a call, I think it was yesterday. I could hear thunderstorms in the background.
Yeah, we just had like a pretty bad storm out an hour and a half. Where I used to live last year in Sylvan Lake, like there was a huge windstorm, and I believe a tornado actually touched down, but that wind like ripped up the town. I'm back.
Tornadoes. ¿Qué pasa, Rafael Mercado? Cool name. I like that. Anybody else?
Is there any Edmonton people on the call or close to Edmonton?
Drew. If Drew's on, I think he's from your neck of the woods there.
I thought there was a guy that lived like in Leduc, which is like 5 minutes from me.
I think it's Drew.
Is it Drew?
Drew Dunn, I think.
Spruce Grove. What's up, Stuart?
Is that close to you?
Yep.
Right on.
Kinda. Start me, Richard. Start.me. He's asking what this thing is. This is how I organize all my links and stuff. So this is start.me, guys. If you guys like this bookmark organizer, I love it. Me and Todd were actually going to develop one, and then we saw this, and it was like, shit. Mm-hmm. This was awesome.
Yeah. Very cool. Bruce has it, says he loves it. All right, guys, exactly 10 minutes past the hour. I guess those that aren't already here are just late. So I guess let's just go ahead and get the show on the road. I heard Stephen, first of all. Stephen, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here. Can everybody hear me?
Coming in loud and clear on this end.
All right,
yes,
cool now.
yes.
Thanks,
so
Nathan.
It's just going to be the trio of us today. Jason is on holiday, as they say in the UK.
That rhymes. You should be a rapper, man.
I was in my former life, can't you tell?
Yeah, I can tell.
Right on. All right, so Steven's working on a new little tool for you guys. I heard him briefly mention earlier, whereby we're going to have more of a sort of a visual, graphical interface representation to do your overlays, so that you don't have to remember star, comma, slash, apostrophe, colon. I know, we've had to repeat that so many times now that Steven's working on that, so hopefully he can get that finished up for us here in the next week or so and make it a lot easier, I suppose, to denote which URLs are going to overlay to what. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Herc, you got anything you want to start off with?
Yes,
Showing us
just a
few
small,
things
just
here.
this testimonial and my comment that I made on it. I deleted a few things just because I want to make the point. Anyways, here's the point. So Drew actually posted about a success story he had with Serp Tech and how he was able to sell to an existing client. And Joe's comment here, kind of like great success story, but instead of blah blah blah, he already had a client. And I just want to talk about this mentality. Now I know Joe later on, because some people kind of, my comment was, if you look for a nugget of shit in a mountain of gold long enough, you'll eventually find it. Kind of like basically saying, if you're looking for the negatives in things, guys, you will find the negatives in things. If you're looking for the positives in things, you will find the positives in things. So which one are you going to be? Which one are you going to choose to be? Now, Joe some people were kind of commenting on my comment with some laugh out louds and shit like that. I deleted that. I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just trying to make the point, like, Drew's made a sale, and that's a good thing. Like, Joe's probably more of a beginner, and he maybe I didn't understand what he was saying here, but basically what I'm trying to get at here, guys, is like, there's a lot of ways to make money with Serp Tech and local supremacy. When we go around and we do sales webinars, we talk about four different ways. The four main ways to make money with Serp Tech. One being, you hang the for rent sign. Two being, you target customers that are paying money on AdWords or on Yellow Pages, or their business is spending money, and you build a site in their niche, and you actually overlay their site and contact them. The third one was using the skinning technology, and that one is kind of like an upsell if you already have a client and you want to work on conversion, stuff like that. And then the fourth one is renting YouTube videos. So there's four like main ways that we can make money with Serp Tech and local supremacy. And the point is, it doesn't matter which one you use. If you use the tool to make money, it's a success. Okay. Joe was kind of saying, it got pitched as build a website and rent it, and here's Drew posting a testimonial about selling to an existing client. That's still a win. That's still a huge win. So I just kind of wanted to cover this testimonial in this comment, just because it kind of did kind of not blow up, but there was a lot of other comments on that. And Joe, I'm not sure if you're on the call, but hopefully you see, like, a win is a win. Money is money in your pocket, no matter what. That's really, there was that comment, and then there was a couple more success stories that came in over the last little while. But that's really all I wanted to comment on, other than let's just do some Q&A, I guess, because Jason's still away. Steven's still working on some updates for local, and so there's not really anything new that came in. So I guess we'll move right into the same format as last week and do a general Q&A. So I'll just wait for you guys to start typing in your questions. Oh, recordings. Yes, everything is always recorded. Okay, here's your Serp Tech members area. Your login is serp.tech/wp-login.php. It is WordPress based, so it's the same login as any other WordPress. And then you click over to the little training webinars icon, and here's all your replays and all your upcoming webinars and schedules. Yeah, we got to say it every time. All right, somebody asked if I could look at their build. So we'll do this. We're going to do a look at a site here, guys. So he says, how did I manage to screw up my build? You'll see the formatting didn't work in the random articles. If you run and click on the listing, the page is empty. Looks like you probably, if your pages are empty and don't have content, which we're going to see, it just looks like some of these posts are okay. Let's see, I'll go back to where I was. California mortgage calculator mural. No. I'm not really sure here, Mo, why some of your pages are blank. I think this might be more of a support ticket issue than a build issue. So go ahead and submit a support ticket on this one, and we'll have to take a look. George, did I get this right? Is it disadvised to register the Serp tech sites in Google Analytics for obvious reasons? George, yes, we don't recommend that you hook up Google Analytics to your Serp tech sites because of the nature of what you're doing. Serp tech sites, Google, if they knew what we were doing, they wouldn't love it. Our software flies very well under the radar with both Serp tech builds because we're building small, and with local supremacy because Steven's done a good job with a lot of the stealth stuff that he does, hiding from Google. So because of the fact we are really trying our best to hide from Google, putting webmaster tools on your site is inviting them right in. So we definitely don't recommend that. The only reason you'd need webmaster tools and stuff on there or analytics is stat tracking, but there's tons of other stats programs. You can even go to the group and just search for like stats or stats tracking. And there's all kinds of people that put posts in about different things that they use for traffic stats and stuff like that. I use Stat Counter. Jeremiah uses something different. What's Up plugin, WASSUP is another plugin that you can get stats. So there's all kind of options. Leonardo, Herc, if I check the site and I have, say, 1,000 index pages and the following week I have 700, does this mean something? That's totally normal. Leonardo, Google is constantly updating things. Indexation counts go up and indexation counts go down. It's totally normal. The one kind of commonality that we see, the one thing that's we see it all the time, is on a new build, if you say you send 100 pages to the indexer, and you do get like a pretty high rate of indexation, say 95, after a few days you might dip down to about 20, 30, 10 maybe even, but you don't have to do anything, just leave it and it eventually comes back and goes. All my sites now have well over, most of them are in the thousands of pages indexed, so it's totally normal. Which hosting companies have IonCube? Supremacy.hosting. Guys, here's the thing with hosting. Everyone asks a lot about hosting still. What happened is with V2 and other products that Todd and I developed, there was always like different hosting issues that we can't support our products on like thousands of different hosts. Okay, and hosting environments have a lot of variables. So there's like different versions of PHP, and there's different versions of MySQL, there's OpenSSL, there's all kinds of stuff that each hosting company does a little bit differently. And we're trying to develop, software that works amongst all hosts, but it's a very hard thing to do. and we can't support your hosting. So when people come in and say, hey, this isn't working, or my hosting doesn't have this, and we say, well, you need to upgrade the PHP version in your hosting, they want us to do it. We can't do that, guys. We can't support your hosting. Your hosting company is supposed to support your hosting. So Todd released Supremacy hosting, which is his hosting, okay, under the Supremacy brand. And this hosting, the reason we did this, if anything goes wrong with any Supremacy product that's Supremacy related or hosting related, one fix will fix it for everybody. Right, so that's why we created Supremacy hosting. It works with Project Supremacy, Local Supremacy, all of Serp Tech, anything like that. And then, of course, we can support it. So this is definitely our most recommended host. And you guys can choose from different packages here. Okay, you can put. You can also upgrade. People have been asking, if they want to upgrade from this package to this package, can they? Yes, you can. It also prorates your amount. So if you upgrade halfway through the month, it'll prorate you for the halfway through the month. So it's very fair billing. You get 15 domains. The way that the domains and the IPs work is this package will basically give you 5 IPs, and you can have up to 15 domains across those 5 IPs. So the math there is you can have 3 domains installed per IP. Okay, and it's the same across all these, and you can see the price per domain here. Okay, just if you guys want to sign up and read all the information, just go to supremacy.hosting and you'll be able to check that out. And this is meant for all Supremacy products. Project Supremacy, V2, V3, and Serp Tech, and Local. Well, Local doesn't really have anything, but Darren, you've been meaning to ask about the keywords you enter. Does it build a post for each keyword and post town, or just random keyword and location? So the way that works, Darren, is it builds the amount of posts you're going to get is always tied to the amount of locations that you're targeting. So if you're targeting, 4 cities and 3 suburbs in each of those 4 cities, that's 12 locations. You're going to get 12 posts. Okay. So something like Geo Vancouver here, I'll open up this Vancouver spreadsheet. Okay. We all know that this is the category page and everything else is posts, right? So let's just kind of copy this over. So let's say these were different. Okay. And I'll just get rid of all these too. Okay, let's say we had 3 locations that we were targeting, 3 different cities. Okay, and we had 7 locations in each city. That's 7 times 3 is 21. You're going to get 21 posts in total. Now, when you're doing your keyword stuff, if you have, a list of 40 keywords, it's going to supply a random keyword for each of the posts at random. But your tags, Arbitus will have every tag on its post for your tags. So keywords are random. Okay. Tags. That's how it works. David, you're having an issue with your keywords. It's showing as category, which is Orange County, followed by the keyword. It looks like this Orange County keyword. I'm not sure what the issue is there, David, with that. This is what you said you have, and I don't see the problem with that. If it's showing like this, if it's actually showing like bracket, keyword bracket, check your build. You've done something wrong in your build. Is it okay to use Google Analytics on a money site? Yeah, you can use Google Analytics on a money site. Just think of it like this, guys. Anything you don't want Google to know, don't tell them about. If you don't care whether they know about it or not, it's fine to tell them. Leonardo, is it safe to keep the reindex at each of 3 days? I wouldn't go that aggressively, simply because you're constantly pinging Google and telling them to come and index your site, and it's, probably a little bit of a tip off to them, and annoying and using up resources. I don't even re-index, Leonardo, to be honest, when I build. I do the index the one time and I don't have it turned back on. If I'm not indexing, I would come back and do it manually, do a rebuild. But all of my sites have absolutely gotten indexed like amazingly well. Everything's pretty much in the thousands here, guys. And I don't re-index. How many sites can you build on Supremacy, Anthony? What site license did you buy? Did you buy the 250 or did you buy the 5,000? The $47 a month or the $97 a month?
I think he's talking about hosting, not STO.
On hosting, how many sites can you build? It depends on the package you purchase. If you buy this package, you can have 15 sites. If you buy this package, you can have 30 sites. If you buy this package, you can have 60 sites. 90 sites, 120 sites. Does hosting include chat 24/7? No, not 24/7. We don't have chat support with hosting. We have email support, and we have a support team, but they don't work 24/7. Grainer G. Actually haven't built a site with Moto theme yet. Steve, that's pretty awesome. He says he's getting 300 visits daily now on HostGator and rising by about 100 a day a week. How soon will I most likely be banned? I started having problems at about 1,000 hits a day with my last site. I had that Bitcoin site, how to make money with Bitcoin.net, and they shut me down. They turned off my site about 2 weeks ago, and then I started the hosting support process with them. They're like, first you need to install this WordFence, and then so I installed WordFence, and then you need to block these IPs that are constantly pinging you. So I blocked those IPs, and then sent them another ticket, and then they had a list of like 10 things for me to do. And at that point, I was just like, screw it. I just moved. I moved my hosting away from them. But the sad part about that is I used to rank for all the versions of Bitcoin investing, invest in Bitcoin, how to invest in Bitcoin, Bitcoin invest Bitcoin. I used to get all that traffic, and because because HostGator shut my site down and basically put up the error page, I lost all my rankings. So careful who you host with if you have a site that starts getting a lot of traffic.
And what's even more sad about that, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this site. We moved it to one of his servers in a few minutes, and nothing was detrimental. So they were just kind of fooling with you to get you to upgrade. That's what they do.
Yeah, their solution was for me to get a dedicated server, which is
Right.
absolutely insane. That's one of the worst responses I've ever seen.
All those EIG companies, that's what all those EIG companies are trained to do that. As soon as they see a little bit of traffic coming to your site, they're going to start messing with you and telling you that you need to upgrade.
Cedric, to update your Supremacy hosting, you just log into your Supremacy account and you can update. You can choose a new package. So once you log into Supremacy hosting, here, let me pull the screen over here for a second and I'll log in and I'll show you. Come on. Excuse me. Okay, you click on your service. This is how you'd upgrade, guys. You click on your services. Okay, and then you go to your active service, whatever service you have. Okay, and right here, guys, where it says upgrade or downgrade, that's where you would upgrade your account or downgrade your account to a bigger package or a smaller package. Okay, so you just choose the package that you want, and it'll prorate and do everything for you. Somebody, can I show you the keyword supremacy software for the bonus? If you have that bonus, just go to keywordsupremacy.com if you want to learn about what it does. Whoops. There you go. This will tell you everything that you need to know about what keyword supremacy is, what it does, for anyone that has this as a bonus. keywordsupremacy.com. Jeff, how are you pulling a list of URLs to put into Rank Tracker Pro? You do not need a list of URLs. You only need the domain name. You don't have, so the way rank trackers work, Jeff, Steffens, is you don't put in a list of URLs and find out what keywords you're ranking for those URLs. You put in a list of keywords and your domain name, and it will tell you what page you're ranking for on that domain for those keywords. So all you need is your domain. Yeah, David, if it's showing the variable and not the actual keyword, that's kind of, I'm just reading down the list of comments here, guys, so I might jump backwards if I see a comment. You did something wrong in your build if it's just showing keywords. You'd either have to submit a support ticket or provide your username and password. Yeah, that's my dog snoring. I thought everybody knew about that. My dog always works at my office and he snores. Hey, Atticus, stop snoring. It's better than barking. Is it recommended not to use accent in words? No problem. I'm not sure what he means by accent.
In different languages, you have accents.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah,
like
that'd be
Spanish.
fun.
I'd say it doesn't really matter. Google is smart enough to know it's the same word in the end anyway. But yeah, you know, do your research. If everybody searches on a word with the accent written like that in Google, then add it, and otherwise don't.
Would unique content give any ranking advantage in your opinion? We're ranking pretty good without it.
It's like the 20%, right?
Oh, I wouldn't even say that. What do you mean 20%?
It's like it's in the 20% area, like where you have your 80-20 Pareto rule. Obviously, doing the Serp deck build is the 80%. That's where it matters. That's where all the stuff happens. And then in the 20% area, that's where all your mini optimizations are done, which cost a lot of effort. And just like doing that is a mini optimization, which costs a lot of effort and gets you minimal gains.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The way I look at things is I don't do steps until I need to do steps. So like if I'm ranking, if I'm getting a ton of rankings by scraping content, why would I spend money or time getting unique content? You know what I mean? If I stopped getting rankings or I wanted to rank for much harder terms, then I would take that step. But I'm kind of on that basis of I only do what I need to do to get the result. And I like that 80-20 analogy actually. Yeah, I get like 80% of my results from 20% of the things. Like, just depends how far and hard you want to go, I guess. Yeah, Bruce. When somebody asks a question, how many times do I re-index sites? So here I'll load up a site. They were asking about the indexer. How many times do you auto-index? Here, let me actually pull this out. I gotta hide an API key here first. I actually realized finally that some people, when I accidentally showed some API keys, were using my my API keys on webinars, so I had to remove it. I had to change all my API keys.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, some Serp Tech API keys were being used in mine. So what he's asking about is this this indexer scheduling time frame. So what this will do is automatically rebuild a sitemap and resubmit it to the search engines on a cron job, meaning it'll happen automatically. I never set this to anything other than do not run automatically because I don't need to. Like with the builds I've done, I've always noticed it's always the same thing 100% of the time. It's always been the same thing for me. I'll get a fast index of a certain percentage of pages that I sent, and it's usually a really high one. And then the next 2 to 3 days, it'll dip down by like 60 or 70 or 80%. And then, you know, 2 or 3 days, maybe a week later, all of a sudden it just, everything starts indexing, and then it just grows and grows and grows from there. So, I mean, that's how it works for me, guys. But these are options so that you guys can do whatever you want it to do. Richard, is it better to build your site on a theme WordPress 2016 than after it built, load up another theme like Modo? I haven't honestly built with a Modo theme out of the gate. Like there's 2 tests that I basically want to do here, Richard. Number 1 is build on WordPress 2016 because I know it works and I know the linking structure and everything is really good and clean, and then switch it to Modo and see how that affects the rankings. And then the next test I'd like to do is just have Modo installed immediately and see how that affects rankings. So when I do that, I'll share those results with you guys, probably on another training webinar like this. Nadine, EIG is the owner of HostGator. They're a huge hosting conglomerate. You can just Google EIG hosting and you can see all the hosting companies that they own. Catherine, shared hosting is okay, but like Steven said, it depends where you host. Like that example, guys, that Bitcoin site was shared hosting at HostGator. Now, it's been fine for a long time, but traffic is growing. And once traffic hit a point where they saw an opportunity, they tried to take advantage of the opportunity. So it wasn't the shared hosting that was the problem, it was the hosting company that was the problem. Chet, you have an issue. It shows like this on the first location, and then on the others works fine. I'd have to see it, Chet. I'd have to see your domain. Darren, to get local map listings, you'd have to have a Google My Business profile for a real business. You'd also have to submit a postcard, or you have to submit an address that they mail a postcard to with a confirmation number, and then you go back and type in the confirmation number. That's the typical legitimate way to get a 3-pack listing, which means you have to have a real business and a real address that receives mail. There are ways around it, but people usually are saving those for courses and stuff like that. SerpTech doesn't do map listings. Map listings are a whole nother thing. Jeremy, if your rank tracker says NA, that means no ranking found. The free version of Keyword Supremacy is very useful. I find out I only recently discovered you can sign up for the light version. Yeah, anybody that doesn't know that, I guess it's kind of cool to know. You can get a free account with Keyword Supremacy right here. So if you go to app.keywordsupremacy, I'll put this link in here for you guys, because this is good for keyword research too. Where's the chat box? There it is. Okay, guys, anyone that doesn't have Keyword Supremacy, there's a link. Just scroll down here and click Create Free Account, and you can get a free account. So let me basically show you what the free account does. Let me do this over here, actually, because sometimes this does some weird shit. I'm not a robot. I'll show you basically what the difference between the free account and the non-free account is. Oh shit, I'll have to edit that out and change my password now. Okay. All right, here we go. So here's the inside of, like, when you guys get a free account, this is what you'll see. And all you have to do is go to keyword search. Okay, and then you can search Google, Yahoo, YouTube. You won't get these. These are a pro upgrade. Okay, searching, basically scraping keywords from Amazon, eBay, and Alibaba. They're buyer search engines, so they're good for affiliate marketing. But you guys can do searches like if you're in, say, like, I hate using plumber because everyone does plumber, but it's just to give the illustration. You can put in a keyword plumber, and the tool will just give you a bunch of suggestions from Google. Okay, all these plumber keywords, right? So the free account will do this for any keyword. You can also grab keywords. So what it did is it, like, plumber A words and then plumber B words. You can see plumber Buddha, Bastra, Buddha, BLS, birthday name. But you can also use wildcards to change how it scrapes. So if you wanted the wildcard in the front, you could just put a percentage at the front of plumber and then click search again. And then it'll actually do A words with plumber as the last word. So it's a great way to just get keyword suggestions. The only difference between the free version and the non-free version is the metrics. So you won't get CPC monthly search or AdWords competition. You'll just get these suggestions. You can also, like, add keywords to lists, create little lists, save lists. You can look at with credits. If you buy credits, basically this whole tool works on credits. You buy a credit package, and then with credits you can obviously get the competition metrics for the keywords. You can check if there's a domain available for the keywords. You can look at the top 10 results on Google and get competition metrics from, like, Majestic and Moz and all that. So there's just some credit stuff. And if you guys want to buy credits, obviously you can just click on the credit thing and buy credit packages. And credits never expire, which is kind of a nice thing. So most people will sell you a $47 a month keyword research tool, and they'll charge you every month. We just sell credit packs. It's kind of like the arcade machine. So that's kind of Keyword Supremacy, really quickly. But just go to keywordsupremacy.com if you want to see everything it does. Jeff, you're targeting 3 towns with 1 site and was getting great results with all 3 areas, but now primary area has dropped off, but still getting great results with 2 of them. But first primary location has dropped and not come back. Any suggestions? Build links. Do some SEO to the site now. Build another site as well, Jeff. Take a new domain and the same copy of what you have, and just build another site as well. Why do you insert your YouTube API? Yeah, and we need it for the SerpTech indexer. Abagundi, hey Herc, you know about PDN content relevance. Would you use SerpTech to build a PDN? No, I would not. I've seen a lot of people say that, that they're using SerpTech for PDNs, and I don't see why you would do that. The point of a PDN has nothing to do with the content that's on it. The point of a PDN is to buy a domain that has a lot of good backlinks pointing to it so that you can use it to send links, point links to your money sites, right? So doing a SerpTech, just because you build a SerpTech site and you get all these pages and all these rankings and stuff, doesn't mean that it becomes a good PDN, because it's still not going to have any trust or authority in Google's eyes. It'll have a minimal amount. But PDNs, you're going for like old sites with age and lots of links pointing to them, stuff like that, because that's what transfers instant juice, like link juice, which helps your rankings. So I wouldn't use SerpTech to build a site and use it as a PDN. Steve Last, do you allow videos to be hosted on Supremacy Hosting? It's not a video hosting service, it's a hosting account, but if you want to put a video on there, you can. But if you get lots of views on your video, it's going to eat up what's called your bandwidth, and that's not good. You can host videos though. I'm not sure what you're getting at, Steve, with you know, why you want to host or what you're doing with your videos. It's usually better to know that. Which is better, to rent the site, where if the client has a WordPress site, to add the SerpTech to the site? Rent the site. Yeah, I agree. David says Google has faster response methods now besides postcards. I don't do a lot of map stuff, David, so I'm not even going to comment on that. Stefan, the search data for your country, Sweden, is very limited, almost no keywords, so search volumes. I mean, that's just the way it is. If we don't get any search volume, we don't report fake numbers. You know, if we get a 0, you see a 0. It's just the way it is. Is keyword supremacy returning results based on the most search first? Yes, James. So the way, like if you're talking about keyword scrapes from keyword supremacy, it's based on the search suggest feature, right? So there you go, right? All these search suggests are what's popular, what's happening right now. So they always change. They're always changing based on, you know, Google's overall understanding of what people are going to type after the word plumber. So we take those 10, but then we put in the word A, and we take those 10s, then we take B, and we take those 10, and then C, and then D, and E, and F, G, A, you know, shit like that. That's how we pull keywords. Is it 1 credit per search? Tito's, the way it works is it's 1 credit to get all the keywords metrics. So we pull, like I said, we pull like these 10, and then these 10, and then these 10, and then these 10. And then once we pull them all, it's 1 credit to get all the metrics for everything. So I believe it's 370 keywords for 1 credit to get the metrics for it. And you can save that list too, so that you always keep that. Leonardo, do you have any thoughts about using IFTTT syndication for SerpTech? I haven't done it. I've never used IFTTT for anything. Alex, is anyone having success generating calls from their sites? Is everyone having success generating calls from their sites, to be more specific? No, not everyone is having success generating calls from their websites. Is anyone having success? Yes. Right here. And then there's more testimonials that are being posted all the time. Steve, I made an error with Project Supremacy back in April on an old pre-Serp Tech site, on an old site, not Serp Tech, and every page had a default review of 5 stars. Last week, Google noticed, and I was left with none of my target keywords in the top 100. Fortunately, I corrected the default setting of Project Supremacy, and 2 keywords have popped back in the top 100 after 4 days. Hopefully, Google will see I've corrected this. And yeah, Google takes. They just need to spider the site, Steve. Yeah, Steve, he's saying the new WordPress version has a new video widget, which seems to be based on placing videos on your own hosting. I'm not sure that's necessarily what it is. I haven't seen it yet, but typically when you want to put videos on your site, you want to do it, you don't want to host the video, because when people watch the video, it costs you money in bandwidth with your hosting account. So if like you hosted the video and like 1,000 people were downloading it or watching it, that's all on you and on your dollar. But if you use services like YouTube and Vimeo and stuff like that, these big servers, it costs you nothing, but you still get the same result. You still get the video on your site, right? Bruce, slightly off topic, but I bought an expired domain and made a Serp Tech site. Can you tell me why Google has not indexed it, even though the spider visits every day? So I am going to cover this in a little bit more detail because it's kind of an interesting question. Guys, if you go out and buy expired domains and you build Serp Tech and they don't index, there could be a whole plethora of reasons why, okay? Not just, you know, Serp Tech didn't do its job. What you have to do with expired domains is you have to do a little bit of research on what they were, okay? You're never going to really know if the domain was de-indexed because Google penalized it or if it was just no longer hosted. There's a whole bunch of reasons that a domain could have gotten de-indexed, expired domains or auction domains, whatever. So what you can do typically, you just want to kind of look at the power of the domain. This is what I typically do. You just want to see what's up with it. Okay, so that's weird. Usually you don't see citation flows so much higher than trust flows. That typically means a lot of spam links. If you have a really high citation flow with a low trust flow, that means a lot of spam links. Now, if you have a lot of spam links, that's why you're not getting indexed. So you had 9,400 indexed URLs. Right off the bat, what I'm seeing here is that you probably had a really spammy, domain. The other thing you can do, you can also put that in Ahrefs or Open Site Explorer as well. You can use something called a Wayback Machine, archive.org. Okay, and you just put the domain in here and see a history of the domain if it finds a history of the domain. So this site, you can see it had a snapshot in 2013. So what I always like to do is look at the first entry of the domain and see what it was. Okay, that one's not available. So we'll go to 2015. Where are you? No snapshot. Okay, we'll look at March 13th. Nothing there. So I'm not really getting any information here, but yeah, just based on this, it looks like you got a spammy domain, Bruce. That's why that's probably penalized. Yeah, if you have a penalized domain and it's getting traffic from Pinterest and stuff, that really won't matter. If Google doesn't, if somebody built a bunch of shitty links to this, then you're stuck with it. and Google has it de-indexed, it doesn't matter how much traffic it gets until it's re-indexed in Google. It's not very useful. Let me see. I'm going to try and log into that site with that issue because I see another guy has. I'm just, hey, whoever it was that wanted me to look at their site and posted their username and password, can you post your URL and your WordPress username and password again? And it was for the keyword issue. I'll log in and look at it. Might as well do a support call right on the webinar. I just can't find it. Where did that go? Hey, just a quick, can you guys still hear me? Press 1 if you can still hear me.
Yeah, we can still hear you, man.
Okay, just got real quiet there.
David actually just posted some login information, which is disappearing quickly now with the ones.
He did? Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I gotta get this thing
Just
right.
above the ones.
Ah, okay. Thanks, David. That's not the one with the issue, though, is it? Let me just organize here for a sec here, David. I'm gonna see if. Okay, it is.
That's
Is
the
this the right
problem
URL?
to start.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
.man, I think. He
What's
says,
that?
David, it's .man, not .com.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna log in. I'll show you exactly what you did here. I'll just pull it over here to log in for a sec. Man, stop resizing that damn window. Okay. I'm gonna log in here, David. That is some password you got there. Okay. Here we are logged into David's site. In your builder categories, used keywords. What keywords will do, okay, if you look right here, a comma separated list of all keywords in your CSV file, all of them. So number one, you definitely don't want to be using that. You want to use keyword. And then, let's see what you got here. I can't actually see your CSV file, which sucks. Insurance coverage and synergy agencies. Yeah, I think it's just because you used keywords instead of keyword in your category. Maybe the short code. Honestly, guys, I might even talk to Jason about removing this particular short code just because I don't see why you'd ever want to display every keyword in your keyword list anywhere on your site.
Said that about a month ago.
Yeah. So
I think the reason why it's there is Jason did have some success using that in the past here and there, but I don't really know all the details of that. But he did mention that to me. But I do not recommend that you put your whole darn list of keywords, because usually we have a lot, right? And you would never want to put 100 keywords on one page, I guess, just all in a line. I don't know.
Now, because it says it's comma separated, I think it was actually meant for the tags. So if you would put that keyword, like the variable in the tags, because it's separated with commas there as well, it would actually generate a tag list from your keywords. I think that might have been the idea.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never. We'll talk when Jason gets back. We'll talk about it again. We'll revisit that. But yeah, be very careful, guys. That's definitely the issue here. Okay, this is what you had in your category template. You had keywords, not keyword.
Yeah, I've seen that so many times in Support Desk.
Is that all good, Darren? You figured that? Is that you all good now?
I think Catherine's question is a good one. It's because of your CSV, Catherine. I just don't know if you can fix it without rebuilding. I actually don't think you can, but maybe Herc knows how or if.
If we get the weird, she's talking about that EFBB percent code thing
Yeah.
that came up for a while. Is it possible to correct that? I actually don't know if it's possible to correct that without having to rebuild. I would just rebuild. The thing with Serp tech sites, guys, I mean, they're so fast, you know, to build and to retemplate and stuff like that. Even if you have rankings, just rebuild it anyway. You'll get them back. You know, Google likes to see that you're fixing shit. Okay, I'm just reading back.
No, Catherine. Like Catherine is asking, does it hurt the rankings to have that weird code? And we've had it for a while in the beginning, before it wasn't very clear where it was from. It is from the CSVs if you have the encoding wrong. But we had plenty of customers just ranking as normal with that code in there, so it doesn't hurt your rankings.
Sue says, what population should I use for the top line, and where can I find the smaller cities and suburbs underneath? It doesn't matter, Sue, what the population is for the top line. I'm not even really quite sure what that question, what you're getting at, you know what I mean, what your line of thinking is to ask that. The top line has nothing to do really with population. It has more to do with location, not population, right? Let me open this one up. So the reason Vancouver is on the top line, all these are suburbs of Vancouver. So Vancouver is the general area that I'm targeting. These are all suburbs of Vancouver. And then, so that's what the top line has to do with. Like, it's the kind of the top of the silo. If you're targeting a state, you know, you'd have state here, and you'd have city 1, city 2, or you could have city, and then suburb 1, suburb 2, kind of like that. Okay, and once again, top row is always categories. Everything underneath the categories are posts. Post, 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 post. Your second question, where can I find the smaller cities and suburbs? Google. If I wanted to know what the, suburbs of Vancouver were, Google Vancouver suburbs and go find a list, or Google Vancouver and go look at the maps and zoom in on it, right? What are the suburbs of Vancouver? Kitsilano, Kerrisdale, Dunbar, West Point, East Side, Hastings, South Vancouver, North Vancouver, West Vancouver, Burnaby, Westminster, Richmond, Port Coquitlam, Port Moody, Coquitlam, Abbotsford. That's a little, just use Google.
Here's a site review.
Okay.
104 James Power.
James Power. Okay. Fire damage. Oh man. Fire damage. Right away. Okay, the first thing, if any of your keywords have the word fire or damage in them, your domain is over optimized right off the bat. Because we always teach about brandable domains. If you want to do fire damage type keywords, your domain should be more something like hotspotsrepair.com or orangeandredguys.com or some pinnacle restore, not even restore because that's a keyword. Don't put your keywords in your domain name, period. That's the best way to say it. So there's that. All right.
How old is this site?
I'll just take this over here for a second. James, how old is the site? 2 days. It's only 2 days old. The other couple questions here, James. Actually, let's just look at this first. Okay, not enough content on your homepage. Remember, there's static content, guys, and there's random content. Static content is content that you can read. Random content is this. So all you have here, James, for your homepage is 2 paragraphs of static content. But if you look at the whole homepage best practices, you missed this. You missed number 2 on the best practices. Add random content. All you did for random content was 1 single random image. You definitely want to do more than that. Okay, well your VA missed that. Then it doesn't matter. That's what's happening. Same thing here. I would have doubled this up. I typically, guys, I try to use a little bit less of static and a lot more of random, because especially when you get to posts, because you're gonna have more posts than anything. And then we all talk about the duplicate content stuff now. Having like 1,000-word article of duplicate content on your posts might be too much. This is actually okay. Your post is actually okay. Let me just do this one step at a time here. Homepage, definitely not enough random content. Category template. URL, okay, your URL structure in your category template, you never want to put keyword in the URL. That's another big no-no. Basically, your URL is always going to be this, always. Or at least I would put it that way. URL. Okay, no H1 here. You know what, man? I would just honestly rewatch that OTS, like the over the shoulder, because the core fundamentals of your build just aren't there. Even though it's your VA, typically when you pass things to a VA, you want to have success. You want to understand the fundamentals, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can't expect your VA to know what he's doing, right? So until you understand the core fundamentals of the build, and I would watch the OTS for that, I wouldn't pass it on to your VA. I do see a few small errors in here. Let's see what this one is. Next link, previous link. Post name, post name. Yeah, you're definitely over optimized in your domain name, and you have those issues that I kind of mentioned in here. You're definitely in need of checking out that OTS build again, I would say, James. And your VA, I guess, or have your VA watch them, I guess. Let me see, it's already built. 4151. It's a lot of tags. One sec here, guys. Sorry. I'm just going to look at his posts. $168. So yeah, it's a big build, but it doesn't look like. It doesn't look. Yeah, it's just a few core things. It's also not that old of a site. You might get away with this, but maybe not with the over optimization in the title. So yeah, notes. Number one, over optimized domain. Number two, not enough content on your home page. Random content. Number three, your keyword in the category URL. You definitely don't want that there. Number four, a little bit better use of H tags, H1 or H2s. You don't have any H tags in your post here other than the random one. I like to put a static one in there. Number five, I wouldn't bold the post name every time you do it. It's just basic little things like that, stuff like that. I think will really help. This is good. This is kind of what I was talking about with H2s. This is a good way to do it. You could have even done this, to be honest, right? Well, I guess cleanup wouldn't have had been part of that. But if you do keyword and post name, you'll get a really very variable H1 tag across all your posts, which is really good. The way you did it was still fine. I'm not saying it's not. I've been having a lot of success with this. Try not to overuse post name in your paragraphs, especially when you're bolding them. The first one, bold it. The rest of them, you don't need to bold them. It's just stuff like that. It's just a lot of little things. Okay, let me get back up here. In Project Supremacy, is it okay to leave the posts? Ian, what you need to do is go to your members area and watch the training video on Project Supremacy SEO settings. Under the graduation cap is training. Here's the video for PSV2 SEO settings. Here's the video for PSV3 SEO settings. Please watch those. Yeah, Chet. I want to say that. So he says, I'm confused. In the last Webby, you showed that your printer site, it did not get hurt by using URL, title, description, and keywords. So he's talking about this. I used an okay, so what I used to do before SerpTech is build EMDs, exact match domains, for the keyword that I was targeting. This is the first thing I ever did, was target one keyword per website, and then I built a tiny little website, and I optimized the shit out of it. So my URL is the keyword, my title has my keyword first, my description has my keyword first. The more I over optimized it, the better results I got. But I'm ranking for one keyword. That's about it. Okay, so that's not a SerpTech site. It's not a SerpTech style build. That was an EMD style. I got a little bit better with sites like Sprayfoam. Okay. I got a little bit better at targeting multiple keywords because of the project planner. Why does it say test? I'll have to go look at that. But I did get better at using inner pages to target extra keywords, even though I was still using an EMD. But then SerpTech came along, and that's ranking for hundreds and hundreds of keywords. So they're different methodologies, Chet. Yes, I am ranking EMDs, but with SerpTech, you probably want to stay away from that. Iris, you have a site you want us to look at. Let's take a look. Oops. Okay, Real Estate Services Express. Once again, if you're targeting real estate-based keywords, you have real estate in your domain, which makes it a lot harder. But I don't know what your keyword list. I'm looking at your posts to see what your keywords are here. Okay, let's look at, first of all, the indexation. She said site's 6 weeks old. You have 1,980 results. This might be a scenario, again, where someone, you don't know. Okay, number one, I'll start with this. Real estate is probably one of the most competitive industries online. So just know that going into it. The next thing I would say is that, okay, right away when I see you have 1,980 indexed results, the build's probably fine. The next thing is that you're probably thinking, how come I'm not ranking? And that's because you're probably not knowing that you're ranking. And we've covered this a few times, where typically what I do is go through like this, and I'll just start looking at the post titles and looking for those in Google to see if I can find rankings. I forget what the domain was. Real Estate Services Express. So I don't know what keywords you're tracking. I guess, Iris, what's your question here? Like, are you not ranking? Are you not, are you tracking rankings? There you are right there. So I know you're ranking. You're ranking 1, 2. So this is probably that case again that we've shown a few times, where you think you aren't ranking, but you are. So it means you're just not tracking properly, and you need to go watch one of the training videos on how to track your keywords. Not ranking. Yeah, okay, Iris, it's definitely that then. You are ranking. If you're not ranking for real estate in like big cities, that's because you're in the real estate industry, which is one of the most competitive niches in the world, and you're not going to get there in 24 hours. But you are ranking. So you've done a good job with the build. I would just go back into the trainings and watch SEO rank tracker you're using. Yeah, I don't know how that one works, but you're just take your list of keywords, combine them with your list of locations. I've covered this multiple times, so you can even look in Facebook for it, and track those rankings. You're probably going to have to track thousands of keywords to see how you're really ranking, but there's not a problem here. As far as I see things, there's just not a problem. The problem is that you're just not confident in your site because you don't know where you're ranking. But you are ranking, and you are in a competitive niche. Okay, let me get back up here. Karen, if Rick has time, I would really appreciate some guidance on this one. Would you please explain what you mean by careful build for a doctor who is a chiropractor, kinesiologist, acupuncture? I don't know what you mean careful build. Like I said something obviously about being careful, but I'm not sure in what context it was said either, Karen. Do you want to just follow up on that? Like, what do you mean? What do you? You asked that question and the reply was I could probably do so, but I had to do a careful build. Okay, I'm a little lost on that thread. It's really hard, guys, for me to, because I'll say things and then you guys will start commenting and then I read down the timeline. So like all these, it's hard for me to track back like conversations. Typically, guys, the easiest way for you guys to do things, if you ask a question, ask a full question. Because when I get to it, if all you do is a comment on something I said 20 minutes ago, I've totally forgotten about it. It's just kind of a go-to webinar thing. Let me see here. How would I build a site for a doctor using all those keywords? Just use all those keywords. I'm not even really sure what you mean by that. Just build a site with all those keywords as your keyword list. Karen, have you watched the OTS or the shoulder build? Here's my keywords list for insulation style. Okay, then I'm not quite sure what part you're missing. Because I mean, it's just a keyword list, right? So I can target tons of different services. Like this is for insulation, but I have like different types of insulation. You would just have different types of services that your doctor offers as your keyword list and just build the Serp site that way. Unless I'm missing something that. Oh. You submitted the question to Serp support and their reply was doing a careful build. You don't even know what that means. I would just ignore that. I don't know why they said that. I don't know what that means. You don't have to be careful. Just build. The only people you have to be careful with is lawyers. Paul, for those of us who already have several EMDs, what do you suggest to do? I don't know. You can build them if you want, but if you don't get results, that's probably why. But if you do get results, maybe you'll share with the group. EMD's still kicking butt. Yeah, Steve commented about EMDs. The problem with EMDs, you have to be, if you get to the point, this was the real reason a lot of SEOs got away from EMDs, guys, exact match domains, is because when you went to build backlinks to your EMDs, you had to be really, really careful about the anchor text that you were using in your backlink because you could easily over optimize, you know what I mean? Like for spray foam insulation Edmonton, you know, that's kind of the keyword that I want to target. So if I use it as my anchor text, then I use it as my H1 and I use it as my domain and I use it as, it's just like, okay, Google's like, okay, we get it. You're penalized. You know what I mean? Whereas if it was like, you know, Code Solutions or whatever, then you could send in an anchor text link that said spray foam Edmonton, because there's that what it's about to a brand, you know what I mean? So it was EMDs got really sketchy because you had to be careful with how you built backlinks to them, because it was already a keyword in the domain name. Still possible to do, but it just got harder. Any suggestions on how to approach lawyers, doctors, or hospitals? Same way as anything else, Bruce. I'm not really. Build the site in their niche, overlay them, and contact them. Paul, I apologize if this was covered and I missed it in the training. I think it was discussed in a webinar. I cannot find it. What tool or system do you suggest to scrape or identify? Keyword mixer. Yeah, you already got that. So it's good for everyone to know. Keyword mixer, guys, is who I use. Okay, all my locations in this box, all my keywords in this box, and then I combine them, and then I get a list of keywords. Or I reverse that. All my keywords in this box and all my locations in this box. It depends how I build, right? It depends what I did. So typically I go to my post, I'll go to my builder, and I'll find out, did I choose keyword location or location keyword? And it's right here in your post template. I chose keyword location. Okay, post name is location. So in here, it would be keyword, and here it would be location or post name. And then I combine those. So I put my list of keywords here and my list of locations here and combine them. That gives me all my keywords, possible keywords that I could be ranking for. That's not even tags yet either. You can do it with tags if you wanted to. Guys, I track, oh man, I'll do small builds and like literally I'll track like 1,000, 1,300, 1,400 keywords, and it's only a fraction of what I could be tracking. So don't get too hung up on tracking every single combination of everything. Once again, what I typically like to do, guys, is I want the report for the sales purpose, right? So I'll track like 1,000 keywords to show the impressiveness of it, but then I delete most of those keywords because I mean, I don't want to pay. I've seen guys that are spending up to $200 a month now on Pro Rank Tracker, and that's just, I mean, you don't need to do that. You don't want to track every single keyword all the time. It's just to get a nice report, and then once the report's there, delete the keywords, save your money. Raphael, what do you put on the URL if it's not the keyword? Watch the OTS video, man. In category, you only want category name, just the location, right? Can you help the over-optimized domain name situation by building a Serp tech under? No, because your domain name is the root of what you're building on. So once it's there, it's there. Awesome, James, good to know that. James says he got some tidbits there for his site. Paul, so I'm not sure this was a continuation. But I can tell by your question, you're saying, okay, that's not what's happening. When I give a list of keywords and cities, it's not ranking for every keyword with each city. It's not supposed to. Tags rank in every location. Keywords only take a random keyword per post. Karen, what does making post name or other things in bold do or not do? They're signals, right, to Google. That anything in bold or H1s, I mean, they hold more weight and relevance in Google's understanding of what the site is about. So when Google comes and reads the site, they're like, okay, This is an H2 tag that obviously means a lot more than the sum of, you know, what this paragraph is going to be about. They read everything, but they put weight on certain things. So like H2 tags would have weight. Your first paragraph would have weight. Anything that's bolded would have weight, you know what I mean, in Google's eyes. So that's kind of what we do there. You don't want to abuse these things. You want to be very kind of selective with them. Jeremy, no. We don't do site reviews in support desk because literally everyone would submit all their sites all the time. So we kind of keep, what we do is we keep site reviews to these training webinars, and then hopefully, you know, people are learning from watching what's happening with others. And then, you know, sometimes you can get your own as well. But no, if you guys submit site reviews to support desk, the answer is going to be no. We don't do site reviews in support desk. It's not really support, right? Okay, Karen, I'm seeing you more questions. I did your very best copied over the shoulder build about 5 days ago. Site not in the first 10 pages, just built. You're in a competitive industry, Karen, just so you know that, right? And if you want us to look at your site, we can. I'm not sure if you want to share it, but I mean, just submit your URL and we'll look at it right now. Paul, I guess what you're asking is, once you find a site, how do I identify what I'm actually ranking for that I then can rank? I'm building sites, but now I need to know what I'm actually ranking for on page 1. Paul, go look for rank tracking in the group, because we've covered quite a bit of times how to find out what keywords you're ranking for. Number one, you're never, ever, ever going to know every single keyword that you're ranking for on a site. That's just, even if it was a 5-page site, you'd never know. The idea is you submit a list of keywords that you're interested in ranking for and find out where you're ranking for them, right? Karen, still waiting on your URL, and then we can take a look at your site. Iris, you forgot to ask, what about my site said I was ranking as per your review? Come watch the replay, Iris, when I was talking about your site. I looked up your keywords and found rankings on the first page. I just did a site search for your keyword. Or I mean, sorry, I did a site search for your domain name, found all the pages that were indexed, and then I just started copying some of the titles of your posts and looking to see if they were ranking. That's not how you want to do things. That's just a manual way that we do things. It's quick. Jeremy, you're going to have to watch the replay because I already covered the keyword mixer, what it's for, and I just don't want to repeat myself too many times. Keyword mixer basically allows you to mix your keywords with your locations to put into a rank tracker, however. Oh, duh. Okay, 25 results. And then Karen, how old was this site? I believe you said that already. Actually, Karen, are you willing to come on, and if I unmute your mic, do you have a mic, and are you willing to come on and just chat with me for a second?
About 20 minutes, Art.
Okay. Okay, Karen, I'm going to unmute your mic here. All right. You're live here, Karen, hopefully. Yeah, that's me vaping, by the way. I'm trying to quit smoking. Can't hear you, Karen. I guess your mic is not on. Okay, I'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Karen, you'll just have to type. So when I'm asking questions, how old is this site? 5 days old? Okay, 5 days old. So you're in that period of, you come out of the gate. Yeah, it wasn't working though, Karen. I'll just leave you unmuted here, so if you figure out what's going on your system, I'll hear you eventually. Okay, so once your site's about 5 days old, you're in that period where you come out of the gate, you get a lot of indexations, and then you fall, right? Totally normal. You have 25. What was the one? It was Micron Homes. Great domain, by the way. And this is typically how I do it for people. You only have 25 right now, so it might not be. That's Dallas. I know Texas is pretty huge too. And garage door is surprisingly competitive. Excuse me. All right, let's log in. I think, well, I can just tell by looking at this that you did things pretty good. He's not barking anymore. Yeah, you did pretty good. Even my garage door, man, I think that the extension wasn't the best choice, to be honest. I don't even know how mine's doing 1200. I'm not even tracking this, but oh, you literally followed right into my Texas and everything. Sorry about the dog guys. Yeah, I think the .men thing wasn't the best. Okay, number one, garage door repair is a very competitive niche. Number two, I think maybe the .men wasn't the best choice of extension. I'm not sure what list of keywords you went after, but from what I can see on your like titles and your URLs and stuff like that, it looks pretty good. Let's see if might want to get rid of this stuff. This is extra. I don't even know what that's for. I don't think that's hurting you. It just, my dog's driving your dog's nuts. Atticus, you're affecting dogs across the entire world. So shush. Yeah, I don't see anything really of an issue here, Karen. It is a new site. Oh, that's an issue. Tags, whatever happened there. Yeah, you put that tags thing. That's not a big deal. Yeah, just give it some time, I think, Karen. I don't really see anything too wrong with this, other that you're in a competitive niche. But I would watch the video that talked about, you know, the keyword mixer thing. Once again, you know, when people think they're not ranking, it's typically not that they're not ranking; it's that they're not tracking enough keywords. So try and find that video. Learn how to basically take your list of keywords, okay, and then take your list of locations into keyword mixer and mix them up, so you'll end up with, like, you know, 1,000, 1,500, who knows. Take that list and track your domain in any rank tracker. Put Micron Homes into a rank tracker and say, where am I ranking for this list of 1,000 keywords? And you'll be surprised at how many rankings you probably do have. As far as your indexation, you're only at 25 pages right now. I'd give that a bit of time to come up. It will probably come up. If it doesn't, go delete your current sitemap and rebuild it and re-index it again, and this should come up. Now you're also, the same thing, it'll match. The more pages you have indexed, the more keywords you'll obviously be ranking for, right, as well. So just keep that in mind. If you only had one index result, you probably would only be ranking for about 5 keywords. But if you have 1,000 index results, you could be ranking for literally thousands of keywords. So pretty good stuff. Also, prime your site. Priming your site. Watch the priming the site. Basically, it's the first step you do in SerpTech. It gets rid of all the crap pages and stuff. I'm seeing some weird shit in here. That's just the categories the way it is. Oh, it's by date. Okay, archives. Okay, never mind. No, that's good. No, you're all good, Karen. Yeah, that's just archives right here. Because you probably have Google XML sitemaps set to your to archive your stuff, so that's fine. Everything's all good. Honestly, Karen, I don't see a problem with your site. Just that it is a competitive niche. I guess multiple people's dogs are going crazy. I'm in headphones, so nobody hears anything.
Oh, he's having a heyday.
Yeah, he's really going nuts. Yep.
What are those comments on the site there for?
Those are probably defaults.
Just wondering if she's got
So
some
that's.
Yeah, that's pretty default.
Yeah, these are just this is I'm seeing a couple things that were theme related. So you probably have, not theme related, but you have it's related to your menu too. This stuff are all, you probably had a different theme or something on here that you could import a look from another theme, and it imported these pages, or some sort of builder imported all these pages, imported comments just to give you a kind of a template look, but you didn't delete that stuff.
I don't think the primer was used either.
Yeah, the primer wasn't, you didn't delete that, whatever that stuff was. Yeah, because this is an example layout. Like, these pages are examples, project 3 columns. So project 3.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that Google's crawling those.
She put Moto on there first and downloaded the Moto theme. That's why.
Yeah, Google's crawling those particular links and going, oh, blank pages. What's going on here? This site needs a little bit of work.
Yeah, just delete all the crap, all the extra stuff in there that they'll be gone in a flash. Cool.
Yeah. All right, guys, we need to start wrapping this up. We got some other business to tend to this afternoon, hence the reason why we bumped this earlier a little bit today. But still had the same amount of people on, which was pretty cool. All right, so any last words, guys? Gals, any last burning question? A quick one.
Yeah, build in 2016 first, guys, before Moto. Let me do the testing with Moto themes. Building in 2016 right now is just a fact. For anyone that's not getting results, okay, or not sure of themselves, don't start doing weird stuff like that. Start with the basics, okay? Always start with the basics. Nail the basics down, okay? Get a site that's ranking and indexing. Then you can start testing weird shit like that. Get really pro at what you do. Otherwise, trying to do new stuff without understanding the core concepts is just gonna be a waste of time for yourselves. And I don't want you guys to waste time.
Yeah, good idea, Steven. Use Moto for the overlays. That's one of the real main reasons why we recommended that, was because Moto had so many pre-built themes with nice graphics, and just basically fill in the blanks, fill in the content with your own, and it had a pretty good layout on a lot of those themes. and those are just superb for your overlay. You don't even have to go out and spend a bunch of money or time trying to figure out what you're going to overlay on top of this site when you're just maybe um, preparing a site to get it more and more ranked, and you want to sell the leads or the phone calls. Then we think those moto themes can really, again, save you a lot of time and money by just loading them up and editing the words, because that's the easy part. Paying someone for the graphics and the layout and all that stuff, that's what costs time and money. But the content on those overlays doesn't even have to be anything over, you can do it yourself, is my point. All right.
Jason Myers, is there videos that go over setting up schema in V3? There is no video for setting up schema in V3. If you have V3, you can watch the schema video that's there. Schema, I think, is a lot of people are they're just like overthinking. I know that's not even a word. You're not overthinking it. You're looking at it and you're like, it's scary as hell, because we have. I mean, you guys, in V2, we only had like literally 3 or 4 different types of schema that you could add to your sites. And then people were like, I want this one, and I want that one, and I want this one, and I want that one. So we developed every single schema. We went and got the whole database of schema.org, and we put it in there, and now people are like, well, that's too much schema. I don't know what to do. And we can never really please everyone. It's an impossible thing to do. But the point is, guys, you don't need to worry so much about schema. Just watch the video. It's there. Only add the schema type that you need. Local business, guys. Local business. For Serp Tech sites, the thing that you're going to want is either brand, okay, which is your brand will be Micron Homes, or in my cases, like Cozy Bros would be my brand or whatever. But if you don't want to use brand schema, use local business schema, okay, and those two alone will be more than enough for the stuff that you guys need. Now, when you load up the local business schema, only put in the shit that you understand. If you don't understand it, click the delete button. I don't want to add that schema because I don't understand what that is. But the basic schemas that I'm adding, guys, are the name of my business, the URL of my business, the description of my business, and then a picture or a logo if I have it. And then if I'm targeting a single city like Vancouver, fine, I'll put in Vancouver, British Columbia as a location. But if I'm targeting multiple locations, I don't even include location because it's a multiple, right? And that's really all you have to do. I think a lot of people are just intimidated by the size and scope of it. There are also a lot of videos coming. I spent the whole day yesterday because people are still asking so many questions. Where is it? Supremacy. I'll just show you guys what is coming. It's going to take me a while to do this, but I set this up for V3. I'm going to cover literally every aspect of V3. This is basically the videos that are coming, okay? I have to shoot 65 videos. It's going to take me a couple of weeks, but I'll try and do 5 or 10 a day over the next 2 weeks. But use the group for now, guys. Don't be intimidated to try things. Watch the videos that are there. It honestly all will help a lot. It really will. I know you're still going to have questions, but it'll just reduce the amount of questions that you have, hopefully. The new sniper function is great. Only drawback is losing formatting. Are you guys working on an update to retain formatting in the sniper? Probably if we haven't talked to Jason in a few days because he's traveling, James. But and what Steven said is kind of like, I understand that he's right, but you're right too. You know what I mean? We'll look at it. So you're saying the HTML formatting got lost in the new snipper, I think is what you're getting at, right? Yeah. We'll talk to Jason about it. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. So it's kind of cool. All right. That's the phone call. Webby's over.
That is the alarm sounding.
Yeah.
That it is over, guys. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. We will be back again next week at the normal time. As of right now, I don't think we have anything else scheduled. But thanks everybody for joining us, and we will be back next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And the Webby.